Welcome to Puvanur RVIR Laya Academy of Music and Mathematics. Welcome to Puvanur RVIR Laya Academy of Music and Mathematics. Last class I started Misra, Jathi, Triputa, Thalam, and we saw the perspective of how to handle Tadindina in different varieties. Hope you had practiced all the different ideas I've shared to you. So I will also have a detailed review with each one of you on each of these patterns and how you have understood it, so that you can use it with your own creativity as you go along this Laya journey with me. Today we are going to see more sequences, and before we start the sequence, I will as usual start with the Tirukkural, and today it's a fresh chapter of Thiruvalluvar's handling and his message on neutrality, of how being neutral helps. Naduvindri nanporul vekkin kudipondri kutramum aange tharum. நடுநிலைமை இல்லாமல் பிறர் பொருளை அபகரிக்க விரும்பினால் அவ்விருப்பம் அவனது குடியை கெடுத்து பல தீமைகளையும் அப்போதே கொடுக்கும். So if you deviate from your neutral behavior and try to extract somebody's wealth, then it will not only spoil your family, it will bring you a lot of ill effects. That's what Thiruvalluvar says. With this good thought, let's try to be neutral, and it is an innate behavior of a human being showing a Jekyll and Hyde quality. Being a doctor in the morning and in the evening he will be a thief. We have read stories in our early days. We should not have dual character. Every individual has a good and bad combination, but we have to reduce the bad qualities slowly and then move the percentage of good qualities as we move along the life journey. And that's the message to all of us. With this good thought, I'll get into the new sequence, Taka Dhimi Dhimi Taka. How do we approach Taka Dhimi Dhimi Taka? By now you should have known the first three parts. Dhimi Dhimi Taka fills the first three beats the traditional way, and then Tha Dhimi Dhimi Taka Dhimi Taka Tha Dhimi Taka Taka. You can use this bass and you can play in its entirety. Let me express for one of the phrase using and telling how to reduce and how to finish with the Thirman. Ta dhimi taka dhimi taka taka dhimi taka taka dhimi taka ta dhimi taka taka tagudigu 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 ta dhimi taka taka ta dhimi taka ta dhimi taka ta dhimi taka tagudigu 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 ta dhimi taka taka dhimi ta ta dhimi taka ta dhimi taka tagudigu 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 ta dhimi taka taka dhimi taka tagudigu tagudigu ta dhimi taka tagudigu tagudigu ta dhimi taka tagudigu tagudigu ta tagudigu ta. This is a very safe way of playing a Misra, Jathi, Triputa, Thalam. Very easily you can learn, but only thing is you have to concentrate. As a beginner, I fully understand it will be very difficult for you. How many times you have ta, dimi, taka, dimi. That's the way. After the three, you have to think that you are going to play Adi Thalam. All these mental preparations will be very helpful when you are playing a complex thala. So without preparing, you just don't try to play for a thala. It's very difficult for you. There should be a relation, there should be a logic when you approach a very complex thala. So you should mentally prepare, hey, I'm going to play Adi Thalam, so I have to play for the first three. You can use the variety for the first three and then just follow and emulate the Adi Thala. So then once you get that idea, then you can pounce like a bigger Laya legends. Even the big Laya legends play like that. They completely plan and strategize their approach. And once when they plan and then they play different strokes to embellish it, to make it mastery. That's the beauty of going up in the Laya ladder. That's the first step. So how do you play? You have to play. I just showed an example of how to approach this method. The second method, again, 3 units of split. We saw in Tadindina. I want you to just translate that idea. Dhimi dhimi taka dhimi dhimi taka dhimi dhimi tham tham dhimi dhimi taka dhimi dhimi taka dhimi dhimi taka taka tagudigu tagudigu tagudigu. Use all the patterns. Tagudigu 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 tagudigu. Tagudigu taga tagudigu taga tagudigu. All these patterns you try using this frame of 3 units of ta dhimi taka dhimi dhimi taka. And how do you reduce it? Because it's an odd number, you have to choose a 5 and a 6. That's the way of reduction. Or a 6 and a 5. You can do 6 and a 5 or a 5 and a 6. Either way is acceptable. Ta dhimi taka dhimi dhimi taka tagudigu 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 tagudigu. That's the 5. Ta dhimi taka dhimi dhimi taka tham. Tagudigu 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 tham. So with a pause, it becomes a 6 beat. Without a pause, it's a 5 beat. If you want to do it the reverse, ta dhimi taka dhimi dhimi taka tham. Tagudigu tagu tagudigu tagu tagudigu ta dhimi taka dhimi dhimi taka tagudigu tagu tagudigu tagu tagudigu. You can use it as a 6 and a 5 or a 5 and a 6 or as a combination 6 5 5 6. You can do it as a palindrome. Nothing wrong because it's a perfect math. Okay, you do it this way and you go it in the reverse way. Even that is acceptable. So to finally how you ta dhimi taka dhimi dhimi taka you can reduce this. Dhimi taka dhimi dhimi taka tagudigu taka tagudigu taka tagudigu dam. Tagudigu taka tagudigu taka tagudigu dam. Tagudigu taka tagudigu taka tagudigu dam. Like that you can play. So this is the second variety of ta dhimi dhimi taka expression. The third one is again a classic one, ups and downs crescendo. Ta dhimi taka dhimi taka tam. Taka dhimi taka dhimi dhimi taka tam. Taka tagudigu 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 ta dhimi taka dhimi taka tam. Taka dhimi taka dhimi dhimi taka tam. Tagudigu 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 ta dhimi taka dhimi taka tam. Taka dhimi taka dhimi dhimi taka tam. Tagudigu tagu tagudigu tagu tagudigu ta dhimi taka dhimi taka tam. Taka dhimi taka dhimi dhimi taka tam. Tagudigu tagu tagudigu tagu tagudigu ta dhimi taka tagudigu tagu tagudigu tagu tagudigu tam. Taka dhimi taka tagudigu tagu tagudigu tagu tagudigu tam. Tagudigu tagu tagudigu tagu tagudigu tagu tagudigu tagu tagudigu 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 tagu tagudigu tagu tagudigu tam. Tagudigu tagu tagudigu tagu tagudigu tam. Tagudigu tagu tagudigu tagu tagudigu tam. The That's a beautiful way of reduction and playing with a crescendo of tha dhimi taka. That is another variety. The fourth variety is the progressive mathematical sequence. 1.5 beats, 2 beats, 2.5 beats, 3 beats on the phrase. How it happens? Ta dhimi taka, ta dhimi dhimi taka, ta dhimi ta dhimi taka, dhimi dhimi taka, dhimi dhimi taka, tagadigu taka tagadigu taka tagadigu ta. Dhimi dhimi taka, dhimi dhimi taka, taka dhimi taka, dhimi taka, taka dhimi dhimi taka, taka dhimi taka, tagadigu taka tagadigu ta. That's a reverse way. Ta dhimi taka, dhimi dhimi taka, ta dhimi taka, ta dhimi taka, ta dhimi dhimi taka, tagadigu tagadigu ta. That's the combination outer join and inner join way. 3, 1.5, 2.5, and 2. 4.5, 4.5, 9 beats. That's the combination. I want you to work on this in this sequence, all this sequence, and play all the phrases. All the phrases in all the formats, in all the reductions and the tirmanams without a gap. And express it, play it, both perfectly, succinctly, with clarity and authority. So this is what makes you mastery into this art. The next one is taka dhimi tata dhimi. So before I get and delve into this class, I will finish this class because there are quite a few things which you need to do. I will complete it in the next class, taka dhimi tata dhimi sequence. And then you give the perspective of it, because I want you to focus, because the lot of ideas I am ingraining into each of these sequences. I want you to understand fully and play all these varieties, because too many homework you have to do. Unless you, all these will open your ideas, get fresh ideas. Now I also want you to try, all the time we take the vanilla part of phrases. We need to take phrases out of the box and then try to see whether the other phrases can fit in here. You can get the mastery of handling and plucking fruits from different trees and putting it here. That's a puzzle game I was talking about in my Balapadam. So now that you're getting more into advanced stages, I want you to do some research. Get in and use some additional phrases from somewhere, wherever I taught, into the gamut of Laya toolkits. From there you take it and then try to plug it in and see how it is appealing to your ears. You're the first Rasika. If it's appealing and it's more nicer, try to showcase it. So I'll end this class with Thirukural, and I will get into the next class with Takadhimi Tatadhimi perspective of handling it. Padupayan Vikki Padipada Chayar Naduvanmai Nanubavar. நடுநிலைமை தவறினால் வரும் இழிக்கு அஞ்சுபவர் பிறர் பொருளை அபகரித்து கொள்வதாகிய இழிச்செயலை செய்ய மாட்டார். One who follows neutrality, they always understand what will come to them, what are the ill effects will come to them. So they will never ever be jealous or desirous to grab someone's wealth. So that, with this good thought, I will end this class today. And I'll see you in the next class with Takadhimi Tatadhimi sequence, how we can handle it with nice perspectives and creative thoughts. Povanur RVA signing off. Cheers.